So, I have a bit of a hot take here. Stay with me. Money is important. Yes, obviously, money is super important. We have things to do, bills to pay, families to take care of. And unfortunately, a lot of the times for physical therapists in some of these permanent full-time positions, a lot of us feel like we just aren't paid or compensated fairly for what we do. And it makes sense. We took out a lot of student loans, or some of us, a lot of us took out a lot of student loans, a lot of debt to be able to go to school, to advance our careers, to get these high-level degrees, to get these doctorates. And it's a shame that so many of us feel that we're just not fairly compensated for the work, the good work that we do. So I feel like transparency is always good. And I feel like this would have been something that would have been very important to me when I was in school, when I was just starting as a physical therapist. So I thought it'd be a good idea to just go through the salary and the paychecks that I used to get when I was first starting out at my first job and what I got paid at one of my first contracts, and just kind of compare the two. So when I was a new grad, my very first job was at an outpatient ortho facility. I worked for a company that I did one of my rotations with when I was in school, and it was a good job. I learned a lot. They treated me well. If circumstances ever change, I would definitely go back and work for them. And for them, my first salary that they paid me was $66,000. I made $66K at my very first job. Now, I don't want to make it seem like I'm shaming that or that that's a bad thing. That's good money. A lot of people can do a lot of really good things with that. Again, I'm not shaming that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But again, for the amount of school that I have, the amount of debt that I went through to get that degree, eventually it just became something that I wasn't happy with personally. Forgive me because I want to be peeking over at my laptop. So I'm sorry if I'm not looking into the camera the whole time, because I have a couple of my pay stubs pulled up from that first full-time job. So again, my very first job, I got paid $66,000. Every 2 weeks, I would net about $1,864.78. Yes, at my first job, my net pay would average around $1,864.78. Again, not bad money, but again, eventually I just felt like I had the power to make more, and I wanted the ability to make more. Now, looking at some of the information for one of the first contracts that I took when I first got started traveling. So the hourly rate that I got paid was about $21, and the per diems that I got paid would be around $1,400 per week. So you combine the two, you get paid that weekly, and subtracting some of the other expenses that I have, like I get my insurance and some other things paid for through my company. And that brings us to a grand total of weekly that I got paid at this contract of about $2130.57. At one of these first contracts that I took, I got paid $2,130.57 weekly. Again, compare the bi-weekly full-time permanent position number to the travel contract weekly pay number. Again, that's a huge difference. That can be life-changing. It was life-changing to me. Again, I was able to achieve a higher level of financial security, save, help my mom, set aside money, invest, and then have money left over to do fun things. I love to travel. I like really nice shoes. I like just having that security, that financial security blanket, knowing that I'm covered. And plus, you can understand why not having PTO isn't really that big a deal. I can afford the time off. I can do it. I have savings. And again, I have that financial security to keep me comfort. So again, just a quick video because I feel like explaining that is super important. I want to compare and contrast what you could make in the two scenarios. Again, nothing wrong with sitting in one of these full-time permanent therapy positions, but again, with physical therapy, with travel physical therapy, your earning potential could be so much more. Thank you for watching.